Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Cohen podcast. I'm your host, Cohen, and today we are finally in the NFL regular season. Let's see how week 1 of the NFL did. I think it went interesting, for sure. Definitely interesting. Week 2 starts tomorrow of the NFL, so let's look back at week 1 of the NFL. Week one, we started off with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions, in which my Chiefs lost to the Lions, but it was by a 1-point difference because apparently Travis Kelce and Chris Jones are so valuable to our team. It's like, huh? You know, that they're so valuable. I get that, I get that Travis Kelce was injured and he hyperextended his knee, which is kind of bad, but it's like, well, okay. That's fair. Compared to Mr. Chris Jones over here, who wouldn't get his head out of his ass. This dude literally sat out because of a contract dispute with the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, what the hell, man? Play some fucking football, for example. Like, we should have never lost to the fucking Lions. Come on. We better do better in week 2, because I swear to God, if we lose to the fucking... who are we going against in week 2? Yes, the Jags. If we lose to the fucking Jags, I'm gonna go ballistic. Moving on to the next game. Bengals Browns. Holy shit. What was this game? The Browns beating the Bengals 24-3. I'm sorry. What? Okay, yes, Deshaun Watson played a little iffy, throwing 16 for 19 attempts, 154 yards with 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Nick Chubb ran for 106 yards with 18 carries, and Elijah Moore had 3 receiving yards for 43 yards. This was an absolute slaughterfest for the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow threw 14 for 31 with 82 yards. And this dude just got paid for 5 years. Like, what? What the hell happened, Cincinnati? We all know you could have done better. Joe Mixon only went 13 for 56. 0 touchdowns. Your guys' receivers, also 0 touchdowns. What the hell? Compared to the fucking Browns, they pulled off a fucking miracle. I don't know how. Deshaun Watson got 1 rushing touchdown. Of course he did. Harrison Bryant, who the fuck are you? You got only 1 receiver got 1 touchdown that whole entire game. And he didn't even play that much. Huh? Oh my god. Cincinnati, you guys gotta get better. I mean, this is an absolute slaughterfest. Like, you should not be losing to the Browns week 1 of the NFL season. Alright. Next game, Ravens, Texans. Kind of a snooze fest. I mean, yes, Texans are just starting out with rookie quarterback CJ Stroud, but like, at the same time, it's kind of like, snooze fest. The Ravens won 25-9, but like, Lamar Jackson didn't play that great, going 17 for 22, 169, and for 1 interception. While CJ Stroud also didn't play that great either, going 28 for 44, 242 yards. We are going to give CJ Stroud a little break here, though, because he is still the rookie for the Texans, so won't hate him on him as much. But Dameon Pierce, 11 carries for 38 yards. Jeez. Zay Flowers did okay. Oh, God. let's look at the receivers. No one on the Texans got a touchdown. And I mean no one. No one on the team got a singular touchdown. Steven Nelson got one interception. Ugh. I mean, it's the Texans. It's not surprising they would still suck. One interception with 0 touchdowns. Come on, Lamar. We all know you could do better. J.K. Dobbins, 8 for 22 carries, 1 touchdown. He's out for the season, though, now, with an ACL injury that he tore in that game. Zay Flowers, 9 carries for 78 yards. Odell Beckham, 2 for 37. Odell Beckham's on his last legs. It doesn't look like he'll continue to play for the Ravens. He'll play for the Ravens. I think he'll stay on his current contract, but after that, his time in the NFL might be up. That's just me. Alright, Buccaneers Vikings, that one was also a little bit of a snooze fest, but come on, Minnesota. You guys choked a win against Tampa when Tampa doesn't even have Tom Brady anymore. Dude went to New England recently to be celebrated into their Hall of Players, like, fair, you know. But I'm sorry, what the hell is this? Baker Mayfield throws for 21 for 34 passes, 173 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Okay, that's okay, I guess. Mike Evans, the guy that's refusing to come back to Tampa next season since he's not getting a new contract for them, got 6 carries for 66 yards and 1 touchdown. Justin Jefferson, 9 carries, 150 yards. Kirk Cousins, 33. He threw 33 for 44 attempts with 344 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 touchdown. Oh, boy. Okay, well, the Vikings led in total yards and passing yards, but the Buccaneers beat them in rushing yards by a whole lot. Let's see. Rachaad White got 17 carries for 39 yards, 0 touchdowns. Mike Evans was the only person to get a touchdown that wasn't Trey Palmer. I'm sorry, who? Chris Godwin didn't even get a touchdown. The dude might be still injured. Oh boy. Okay, well, Vikings, good job. You choked a game against the Buccaneers. Like, come on. And did you guys see how disappointed Justin Jefferson was? He was really disappointed. That one was a snooze fest. Actually, that one was okay. That was really a snooze fest. The next game is a snooze fest. Panthers and Falcons. If you watch this game on the first ever Sunday Night Football, what are you doing? Okay, so Falcons, sure, it's the Falcons. Jeez. Desmond Ridder threw for 15 for 18 attempts, 115 yards with 1 touchdown. Bryce Young, 20 for 38, who's also the Panthers' rookie quarterback still, for 146 yards and 1 touchdown, but had 2 interceptions. Okay, I'm not going to give hate on him that much, but it's a little concerning. Miles Sanders, 18 carries for 72 yards. Tyler, I'm not going to say his name, 15 carries for 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hayden Hurst, 5 receiving yards for 5 catches for 41 yards and 1 TD. Kyle Pitts for 2 catches and 44 yards. Oh boy, this one was a mixed bag of nuts. If you watched this game on Sunday, what are you doing? next game. Okay, Cardinals and Commanders. Do I have to say anything else? Cardinals, you guys are in one ride of a fucking hell shop. You guys might as well just book your ticket to the Caleb Williams show. You might as well. I mean, what are you guys fucking doing out there? Lost to the Commanders? I mean, Joshua Dobbs, 21 for 30 attempts for 132 yards. Oh, God. I don't even want to keep looking at this. This looks horrible. Sam Howell, though, I guess, played okay for being the starter for the Commies. He did for one interception, but he did lead the team to a victory. So, props to Sam Howell. Okay. Well, here we go. Jacksonville and Indianapolis. Oh boy, how did this go? Trevor Lawrence, you did okay. I mean, you did okay. 24 for 32 yards, or attempts for 241 yards, 2 TDs, 1 touchdown, or 2 TDs, 1 interception. Anthony Richardson, also rookie. He looked okay out there, actually. This actually wasn't that boring of a game to watch, but I mean, Anthony Richardson's doing his thing. Doing okay. 24 for 37, 223 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Anthony Richardson also got that 1 touchdown off of a rushing touchdown. And then Calvin Ridley played, the good for the first 2 quarters, and then automatically shut down like the other Jacksonville receivers and offensive players that were there. But props to Jacksonville for getting the win. Hopefully the Chiefs can beat your ass in week 2. Alrighty, 49ers and Steelers. Oh boy, where do I start? San Francisco gave a fucking murder slot to the Pittsburgh Steelers that was once the Pittsburgh Steelers. They only scored that 7 points they only scored those 7 points in the second quarter of the game. What the San Francisco blew you out of the fucking water. I mean, look at this. Brock Purdy went 19 for 29 attempts for 220 yards and 2 touchdowns. Holy shit. Christian McCaffrey went to 22 carries for 152 yards and 1 touchdown. Okay. Brandon Ayuk, who is the player of the week of week 1 for the 49ers, got 8 receiving yards for 129 800 racks for 129 yards and 2 TDs. Allen Robinson played like shit. This whole Steelers team played like shit. I mean, Kenny Pickett played like shit. 31 for 46 attempts for 232 yards, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Great job, Steelers. You know how to butcher a fucking game against the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are just showing that even signing Nick Bosa to a big-ass contract like that, they can still dominate in week 1. Oh, boy. Anyways, on to the next game. Oh boy, if you watch this game as well, this one was an absolute snooze fest. This is a high school score. I don't suggest you guys watch this game either. This was the New Orleans Saints versus the Tennessee Titans. Oh boy, where do we start? Well, Ryan Tannehill is just showing age. He played like shit. I don't think he can even start for the Titans anymore. I would say start Will Levis or Malik Willis. The guy that you guys drafted last year. And DeAndre Hopkins, well, DeAndre Hopkins is DeAndre Hopkins, no massive issues there. Derrick Henry is an aging running back, but yet still somehow doing 15 carries for 63 yards. Somehow. And somehow, some fucking way, they do it. Ryan Tannehill, 16 for 34 attempts, 189 yards, and 3 interceptions. What's going on, Tennessee? You guys could have won this game, but yet your quarterback is showing that his age is starting to play a factor and that you should be looking for a new quarterback. And then for the Saints, Derek Carr, one of the iffiest quarterbacks still out there, even though the dude got traded from the Las Vegas Raiders, is still an iffy quarterback. Here's the stat line to prove it. 23 for 33 attempts, 305 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. What else do I have to say? It's Derek fucking Carr. Jamal Williams, 18 carries for 45 yards. Chris Olave, 8 racks for 112 yards. What else do I have to say? Ryan Tannehill played like shit. The Titans could have easily won this, but yet they're showing how they're choking. They know how to choke pretty well. And Derek Carr played the most iffiest football game I have seen for the first time since he's left the Las Vegas Raiders. It's Derek Carr. He's always going to be a mid-tier quarterback. Even Michael Thomas played like shit. 5 for 61 yards. Oh boy. God. If you watch that game, then I don't know what's up with your mind. Here's another close... What's up with close games in week 1? Could someone explain that to me? I don't know why these are so many close games. Okay, so the Raiders played the Broncos, and the Broncos were playing home. Jimmy Garoppolo as the new starting QB for the Las Vegas Raiders did pretty decent for the first time starting ever since leaving San Fran. But, I mean, 20 for 26 attempts for 200 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 interception. Compared to Russell Wilson, who threw 27 for 34 attempts, 177 yards, and 2 TDs. That has to be the iffiest stat line I've ever seen. Well, I mean, Russell Wilson actually did pretty well. I mean, dude played like shit last season. I don't know what the fuck Sean Payne was thinking about that punt return kick, but somehow you guys managed to fucking lose. But props to you, Las Vegas, for getting the win with a new quarterback of Jimmy Garoppolo, re-signing Josh Jacobs to a 1-year deal for going for 19 carries, 48 yards. Jacoby Myers actually played pretty fucking well. 9 racks for 81 yards and 2 TDs. That's pretty good for Jacoby Myers. He outplayed Devontae Adams of all people. Wow. Props to mostly Jacoby Myers. Hopefully he can, play at that type of level. Oh boy. Alright, now Eagles and New England. Eagles and the Patriots. Where do I say? Well, let's see here. Tom Brady comes home, gives out the award ceremony week 1, and watches some good old Patriots football to one of the teams he used to be part of. Mac Jones, 35 for 54 attempts, 316 yards, 3 TDs, and 1 interception. Ezekiel Elliott, 7 carries for 29 yards. Boy. Okay. Jalen Hurts, 22 for 33 attempts, 170 yards, 170 yards, and 1 TD. Kenneth Gainwell, 14 carries for 54 yards. A.J. Brown, 7 recs for 79 yards. Jalen Hurts, can you explain how you almost lost this game to the Patriots? Just how? How the fuck you almost lose a football game to the New England Patriots? Probably because it was the luck of the GOAT, since Tom Brady wasn't there in person to fucking see it. But props to the Eagles for not letting the Patriots win. Rams and Seahawks. Seattle, what the fuck happened? You guys could have had this game in the bag to start with. You guys had 10 points in the second quarter alone. And then somehow you fucking collapsed to having the Rams score 3 points or 10 points in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter 13 points. Like, what? You lose to the Rams of all teams, who still has Cooper Kupp out for I think like 3 more games or something like that from his injury he suffered last season, to you guys losing. I'm a little concerned for you, Seattle. Matthew Stafford, 24 for 38, 334 yards. Honestly, who cares? Their running back, Kyren Williams, 15 carries for 52 yards, 2 TDs. Oh boy. DK, 3 receiving yard, 3 recs for 47 yards and 1 TD. Kenneth Walker III, 12 carries for 64 yards. Geno Smith, 16 for 26, 112 yards and 1 TD. I know Geno Smith can play good football or decent football in Seattle, but Seattle, make sure this doesn't happen again, because we all know you can play better and at least make the playoffs possibly this year. I highly doubt it, though. Alright. This was also a very close game. This was a good game to watch. Miami and the Chargers. Whew. This game went back and forth on the gridiron, and I mean, holy shit. Tua Tagovailoa threw 28 for 45 attempts, 466 yards, 3 TDs, and 1 interception, compared to Justin Herbert's 23 for 33, 129 yards, and 1 TD. Raheem Mostert, 10 carries, 37 yards, 1 TD. Austin Eckler, 16 carries, 117 yards, 1 TD. Tyreek Hill, 11 recs, 250 yards for 2 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, 6 recs for 76 yards. This was a really good game. Between one great quarterback and the other that's decent, that's not going to get concussions from his own O-line, I hope. But the Chargers, the only advice for you Chargers, maybe try to get some better defense. I mean, because the way you were running those plays against Tyreek, those didn't help, did it? You let the guy have 2 touchdowns. Amazing game overall, but Chargers, make sure if you're playing when you're playing the Dolphins late this season, to fucking game plan about trapping Tyreek Hill on the receiving end. Please do that. Oh boy. Packers, Bears. Oh man. 38-20. This one wasn't as a slaughter as the one we're about to go into here. But Jordan Love is proving he can play Green Bay football. And I mean Green Bay football. Like, ever since Rodgers left, which we will get to eventually, he's been showing that he can be the new QB1 for this team. 15 for 27 yards, 15 for 27 attempts, 245 yards, and 3 TDs. Just compared to Justin Fields, who is still improving. I'm not going to call him out for being dog shit, but you can tell that he's still trying to improve. So yeah, he's still trying to improve. 24 for 37 yards, 216 or 24 for 37 attempts for 216 yards, 1 TD and 1 interception. He's still trying to get better. I don't blame them. The Bears, you guys still need a lot of work in mind, but Jordan Love, you can play some Green Bay football. I could definitely say that for sure. 9 carries for 41 yards, 1 TD for Aaron Jones. Yeah, but props to Jordan Love for getting 3 touchdowns out of his ass and playing some good old Green Bay football. Hopefully, the future looks bright for you. Oh boy, what the fuck happened, Giants? What the absolute fuck happened? You guys absolutely got pancaked and manslaughtered by the fucking America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. What the fuck happened? Please tell me. Oh boy. Just look at the stat line. I'm looking at the stat line right now. What the hell? Dallas scored 16 points in the first quarter, just alone. Holy shit, just alone 16 points. Then followed up by 10 points in the second quarter, and then the third and fourth quarter 7 points. What the hell? Well, I don't know what to say, Giants. You had the coach of the year. You guys made the playoffs. You won a playoff game. And now you head into week 1 and crumble like fucking crazy. Huh? Dak Prescott, you also played like shit. Throwing 13 for 24 passes, 143 yards. Both quarterbacks played like shit. I mean, Daniel Jones is a lot worse, but you guys both played like shit. Daniel Jones only threw 15 for 28 attempts, 104 yards, and 2 interceptions alone. Like, what? Your fucking running back was carrying the fucking game. Props to Tony Pollard, but damn. 14 carries for 70 yards, 2 TDs. CeeDee Lamb, 4 wrecks, 77 yards. Darren Waller, 3 wrecks, 36 yards. Saquon, oh boy. Saquon, you should have got out of New York when you should have. You should not stayed for the first week of the regular season, where you guys were gonna get manslaughtered 40-0 by America's fucking team. Oh boy. I hope you guys can do better later this season. Because if somehow you can't, then I don't know what to fucking tell you. Oh boy. Well, this will... I don't know what to tell you. I really don't know what to tell you. Oh boy. Well, I don't know how the Jets won this game, really. This was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers' first ever regular season game, but I'm so sorry. The New York the Jets fans, Rodgers got injured. He only took 4 snaps on the game. Let me just tell you what I said. You guys, I'm so sorry, Jets fans. You guys got hyped about the trade, and then all of a sudden it crumbles with him only playing 4 fucking snaps in the game, and then Zach Wilson's taking over for the rest of the season as QB1. I don't see Colin Kaepernick coming back. You guys aren't interested in him whatsoever, as I saw today, and I don't think Tom Brady wants to come out of retirement. I really don't see it. I really don't, because he's a part owner now in the Las Vegas Raiders. So I highly doubt it. Okay, well, yeah, it is a big loss for you guys, but like, you'll be fine with Zach Wilson, right? Right. I think you guys might be. It just all depends, you know. Ah, shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to make another clip. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jets fans, but I still don't know how you guys won this game. 22-16 against the Bills. Josh Allen threw 29 for 41 attempts, 236 yards, 1 TD, and 3 interceptions. Zach Wilson threw 14 for 21 attempts for 140 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception. That's Zach Wilson football. That's what Zach Wilson football looks like to me. For sure. Yep. James Cook, Brees Hall. Brees Hall outplayed James Cook by a lot. Stephon Diggs outplayed against Alan Lazard. Played him out really well. I'm so sorry, Jets fans. I hope that for the rest of the season, everything else will be okay for you. Well, week 2 starts tomorrow. It kicks off on Thursday Night Football between the Eagles and Vikings. So we'll see how that plays out. Oh boy. So, yep, that's what's happening. Thank you guys for listening to this edition of the Datcom podcast. Make sure to follow on Twitter and Instagram at the Datcom podcast, and listen to us where you can, wherever you get your podcast. And I am your host, Dak Cohen, and I will see you guys next time for another edition of the Dak Cohen podcast. Your host, Dak Cohen.